We're at a rest stop on the Canadian Route 1, the Canadian Transcontinental, I think. The rest stops are on the opposite side of the road, which is a little bit weird, but inside this building there was bathrooms, and then there was a shop, so you buy stuff, and a cafe, and super friendly people. It's kind of amazing. But anyway, yeah, we're making progress. It's just I guess it's the West, right? They're out here, and there's just a lack of buildings and towns and stuff. So we found this, which was nice. We've been driving a little bit past noon, and wanted to stop for lunch. So there you go. We are at our harvest toast, and yeah, no check-in, so I guess we could have got here whenever, not even bought goods, but we did. We got here on time and bought goods, and it's a second harvest toast with no grass, so that's kind of weird. It's hard to water the dogs. It's hard with these harvest toasts because they want you to be here by 5, but it's like, you're driving, trying to make time, so then what do you do when you just have a parking lot? But this place closes at 4, so we made it. Peace. All right, leaving a harvest toast. Another one with no grass. I think I've already said that, but yeah, the traffic on this main road did get quieter. Maybe after midnight or so. So it's good. All
right, let's roll.
So I always have this anxiety of running out of fuel, and miles to empty on your car helps with that. And my miles to empty, it just reached 106, and my kilometers to go is 106. So for somehow that helped me, even though they're different measures. They're different measures, and I knew that they would crisscross each other, that they would become inverted. So there we go, just made it. So, but it does make me do math in my head, which hurts my head a little bit. Peace.
And there was a spending freeze, right? You couldn't offer more wages.
First diesel purchase in Canada, and parking lot is a mess. Can't get the dogs out, and it's bad.
I have to think of the 60s. So Julian Salazar, the historian, has a great book called The Fierce.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that this is not going to capture in the video, but we just came over the crest of a hill, and I looked at Carl and I said, check out the mountains. And so in the distance we see, you know, clouds and snow-capped mountains, which is probably our destination of Banff. But it was pretty cool just to see the faint outline and the snow caps, and
that's still 180 kilometers away.
Yeah, we are a long way away. Those big rocks are getting a little closer.
I think that was like 100. Like half the distance from the last time you said.
Yeah, it's like 74 kilometers to Banff still.
Well, we just not arrived. We're 4 kilometers away from our campground, and we've got wildlife.
We do.
It's like no shortage of stuff off the bat. So we've just arrived at Tunnel Mountain trailer court campground, full service hookup. I think we calculated their night was $35, and couldn't get the sign I wanted, which some YouTuber had said was the best site. But I got this one, which is oriented to face. Are you ready for this? That way. But there's a mountain. It's crazy. Now they have campers in front of us, but they're oriented what I call the wrong way. They're facing this way, so our living space is facing this way, facing this mountain, which has got a overlook spot right here. So theoretically I could come around and we could go to the overlook site at night, check it out. I guess the downside of this campground, or the upside depending on your perspective, no campfires. So which means we don't get to sit in front of enjoy a campfire, but we don't have to smell everybody else's smoke, which is great. So really so happy. I've never really we've been in Switzerland before with great mountains. We've never been in the Rocky Mountains before. So then on the other side of the campground, I'll flip it around and show you this side, which we're looking away from. But there's the other side of the campground. So, and down the road I can see a peak, and I can see a peak here. So pretty freaking cool. We're here 4 nights. I almost wish we could be at that price. You probably should stay. Oh, in full hookups, we should probably have stayed 7 days here or whatever. But if you don't keep moving, you're never going to get to Alaska. So there you go. We're out for an easy walk on our travel day around the campgrounds, which I think, how long is a walk?
Like 4 kilometers.
4 kilometers. You don't even know what that means.
Yeah, but I'm gonna make them do like I got like
Offshoot.
another 0.9 offshoot to the Hoodoos.
Oh, back there, you think?
Yeah.
Is that down to the river? There's a river over there.
Well, I don't think it's down all the way down the river. Hold on. Where do you stay?
It's like the dogs don't even care about the view. You care, Mabel? No, they don't care. There's a loop to come back around.
Oh, no.
We never found a loop around.
Yeah, it's longer than these people said it was.
That's true. That's probably an indicator that this is our mountain, Jack.
Alright, so the sun is popping out. It's currently 6:04 a.m. local time, and we are on our way to Lake Louise for the morning. The parking tends to fill up extremely early. We've heard by 7 o'clock, so we're going to get there a little bit beforehand, hoping to find a place to park Earl, to hike a beehive Lake Louise hike. So we'll give you some details there. We looked at taking the bus over, but the dogs were not allowed. Like, they would have let you take a dog, but it had to be in a carrier and on your lap. And that doesn't work for a 74-pound golden doodle. And they are allowed on the trail on leashes, so we thought we're going to go ahead and make this work and drive on over this morning. So we've kind of planned and packed, and we are on our way. So it's going to be a gorgeous day.
We have spots. Lots of spots up here, actually.
Look at me. I know, the dogs are cute. So when your wife makes you get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, you're gonna find parking.
You never know about these things. Parking at Lake Louise. So now if we had a camper van, we could take a nap, but we don't. So the center's, all these spots are empty. But it's good. It's good to get up in the morning.
Alright, we'll hold on to them for a
It's
second.
pretty nice. Heading out for our hike. It's called the Lake Agnes hike. What's the other name, honey?
No, it's the little beehive.
Little N, it's also a little beehive. So we heard there might be snow, so we'll see. Views are incredible.
They are. That's not your snacky. Oh, he sees my husband up there with his sister. So he's like completely like, the family unit is not together.
About a 1.4 mile walk, and we got a little break in the trees for a view. That water is incredible blue. You eating snow, Mabel? Oh, the... Yeah, I got it. Anyway, broke out of a tree line. Kind of cute. So you scared of heights? I am. Straight down. Squirrel sighting. Mabel saw it. See it, Mabel. Let's go. Come on.
All right, Claude obviously has not seen a lot of snow in his life. He keeps climbing up on the mound. His paws keep digging in, and then he's like, help me, help me. He's a nutball. Come on, Bub Bub.
It's all right, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, for sure. Mabel, come here. Mabel. Hi. Sit down.
Hey, doggy.
Mama. You know where Mama is? No. She's up there. Where you going, bud? Oh, he is doing it.
And then he thought he was just going to go while he was I know, exactly.
Nothing for you, buddy?
No? You don't like that lake with the ice cubes in it? He will lick you.
Claudio is getting molested by other hikers. Well, we're back down and from that hike, and definitely a tourist area, so getting here, we didn't need to get here as early as we did for parking, but it was nice to get here for people because it's covered in people now. You gonna take a boat ride?
No, we're gonna head to that other.
Yeah. It's gotten crowded down here.
Yeah.
How many people are here? Count them.
Too many. What I will say is it's definitely worth a visit. It's very beautiful. Had a very nice hike, but definitely go early.
Even without the parking issue.
Even without the parking issue, and then you can leave early because right now it's just going to get busier as the day goes on, which means you can't really freely walk.
Come back at 7 o'clock at night?
If then. All right, later.
I think you'd have to have guts to come here with an RV. Most of these are drivers, I guess, so.
Yeah, but there is...
That one was here when we got here this morning.
There is one that has a tow behind. I think it could definitely accommodate a larger fifth wheel here in the middle.
If you're here first.
And or a Class A, but you would have to be here at 6:30 in the morning if you wanted to ensure you had RV parking. Hi. So we are in Canmore, Alberta, Canada. And we are about to ride the Legacy Trail, which goes from, it rides between Canmore and Banff. We're in town today taking care of some household chores. The dogs needed grooming, so they are at Pugs and Mugs Pet Grooming Center. We're gonna do this ride, and when we come back, then we're gonna also hit up the laundromat here in town.
Fun stuff.
So we're trying to work in some fun on a day of chores as we kind of work our way through Canada.
It's a little windy outside. It'll switch by the time I get there.
So if you're researching the Legacy Trail, you definitely want to have a properly geared bike. While it's not overly hilly, You know, there's a couple of bounces in there that on my altimeter put us at 13% grade, which is significant. So you want to gear down before those, but make sure you're not on a Huffy, because this would not be the trail for that. All right, peace out. How's your beaver?
Not sure we'll hear that, but that's cool. We'll see. All right.
So we're on the Legacy Trail, and you know, I never know what Carl's thinking, but I'm really loving this trail because on either side of you, you have snow-tipped mountain peaks in June. And so while this is not an epic ride, like we're home riding with our friends, exercising and killing ourselves, this is still a really lovely way to spend the day. So not all riding has to be about killing yourself, especially when you can view beaver dams and snow-kissed mountain peaks in June.
All right, so we're riding along. We're almost to Banff, but I wanted to point out this fencing. It's tall. It's got electric, and here we're going to go inside the fencing. And the whole reason for this is to keep the wildlife off the road. Keep killing the wildlife and hurting humans, so it's pretty cool. Not here on this section, but further up there's actually animal crossings, so bridges with trees and grass and stuff so the animals can get to their side. Very cool, very progressive, probably saves a lot of lives. All right, you want to say something?
I will.
Closer.
So the other thing about this gate is that it's two-sided. So as this lady just came past me, if you heard the rattle, this is an electric mat. So they keep this gate open so the cyclists can go through, but if an animal touches it, they'll get a shock. So there is a gate over here to the right-hand side of me for foot traffic. And so it's really important to kind of pay attention to
Don't put
things.
your foot down here?
Yeah, don't put your foot down here. Just keep rolling.
All right, I'm going to back up a little bit. We've got a black bear just as we crossed inside the fence. So there's no protection, but he's a long way away. Well, he's walking away from us.
And he's hiding from me. I couldn't get a good picture.
Nice catch, babe.
Okay, so Carl just showed you that we saw a bear immediately when we entered the fenced area that did not separate us from the bear. And so I had stopped this woman saying, hey, there's a bear. And she's from Holland. She's on a nice Liv e-bike, so we were talking about that. And then she says to Carl and I, do you have bear spray? And I hadn't purchased it yet. We really hadn't been in a situation where we needed it yet. And so Jennifer from Michigan gave her one. She already had one, so she passed her second one along to us. And so I thought that was very kind of her to do so. And so hopefully we don't need it. And then maybe when we are leaving Canada after our return trip, because we're going to be in Alaska as well, if we have not needed it by then, we'll in turn pass it along to another person on that trip. So really fast, petroleum mining and coal have been a long part of this history, and we just stopped at this monument, which is actually really nice, and it's to Donaldson Bogart Dowling, who I guess was a force in mining and metalwork. I can't say metallurgy very well in the area, so they erected this monument to him. So there you go.
Okay. And now we return back to Camden. What's it called?
No, Canmore.
Canmore, and we're better have a tailwind or I'll be mad.
Yes, we've had a
100% headwind the whole way, unless it was an eddy effect. So there you go.
That doesn't suck at all. That's pretty cool.
Actual police enforcement, something that the United States, not so much, at least not where I live. red chair debacle, perhaps. We'll see. I'll post a picture if one comes out. I guess the red chair is nice. You can sit here and look at the view, but we also want to take a picture. And then there's no view when you take a picture. And you're sitting in the chair. Like 2 chairs.
All right, so Carl and I just finished the Legacy Trail, which runs between Canmore, Alberta, Canada, and Banff, Alberta, Canada. The trail was built for the Banff National Park's 125th anniversary. And it runs approximately, according to this thing, like 22.3 kilometers. And that's point to point. So if you're doing an out and back, that's about 44 kilometers, right? What we have on distance today is about 26 miles is what we rode. Overall, it's a really nice trail. We actually got to see a bear, okay, which was kind of cool. Lady behind us saw a moose. It was fairly heavily trafficked for, early June on a Wednesday. So I think that people will really enjoy it. There's a nice park kind of at a midway point where you could stop and have a snack or some water.
There's a lot of bike packers. It's a route for that. It must be.
Yeah, this must connect to something else because it was super nice. We ran into a gentleman from Canmore who stopped to say hello. I think he recognized we were from out of town because of Carl's wearing a Stars and Stripes jersey. But overall, if you're in the Banff or Canmore area and you cycle, even just recreationally, I think it's something to consider. I would, again, based on the prior comment that Carl recorded, make sure that you have the right bike. In other words, you want to have gearing. There's a couple of spots where it does hit some pretty sticky grade, like 13%, but that is the exception. You are from Canmore to Banff going continually up, and then on the way back, you're mostly going continually down, but you do have some, bouncy and loop-de-loos and things going on. So overall, 2 thumbs up.
Pretty cool. Elk right here in the campground. I wish they were down by our site. That'd be cool.
Hi, we are here at Lake Minnewanka. We're hiking the Lake Minnewanka Trail, and there are some rules that I think you need to know if you're coming out here. First of all, there's a relatively large parking lot, but it can fill up early with people enjoying the lake. We don't seem to see as many hikers today, and we are here in early to mid-June, but dogs need to be on a leash at all times. But past July 10th through September 15th, hikers need to be in 4 or more with bear spray. There are no bicycles or dogs on the trail beyond this point. And that dogs and 4 or more is really important because I think you're going to have increased bear activity due to the river that is feeding Lake Minnewanka. And it's supposed to have a lot of wildlife. So we have bear spray on us today. I also have this little birdie sonic thing.
They may attract bears.
It may attract bears, but it may scare them away. So we'll see what goes on. But dogs are allowed today, and we've got them on lead. So there you go. So just if you come out to Lake Minnewanka and you're going to hike a trail, be aware of that from July 10th through September 15th. All right.
But we were thinking today would be a little bit less climbing, but we've got some initial climbing, so we'll see if that holds. Another beautiful place in Canada.
Opinion, because Lake Louise
not a fact.
Is gorgeous.
It's more turquoise.
It is more turquoise. But if you're looking for far less crowds than Lake Louise, with blue water and a nice hike.
And money, no parking.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for the parking.
No
just
tea house.
lower key, that kind of thing. Lake Minnewanka is the key. Because this view, panoramic mountains all the way around,
This is Banff.
blue water, nice sunshine.
Rocky surface back there is not perfect. We're heading back in to the canopy, and some people we saw on the trail had actually seen the rams somewhere inside the canopy, so hopefully we'll have a second chance to find a new critter.
All right, so these are pine nuts on the way to becoming pine cones. And it is June 13th. No, that's this tree sprout coming out of there. But, you know, back in Virginia where we live, it was the last weekend in March, and they were at this stage in Virginia with pine nuts turning into pine cones. And we still had some pine nuts on the tree. So it's just such a vastly different, this is a solid 2.5 months almost behind our growing season.
The water's flying. There's a pretty good amount of RV parking here, and I guess the people who rent their RVs, mostly rentals, rent their RV, they got to get here somehow, and they don't have cars, so there you go. You have to have a spot to park. Second hike for the day. We're come over to Tunnel Mountain to climb this peak. It's 1.5 miles.
Yeah, something like that.
And yeah, 1.5 miles to get a view above Banff. It's pretty straight up. Like a semi-flat area. Congratulations, we made the top. Says congratulations right there. We're gonna be just below 3 miles.
Look what I got for my baby.
Oh, that looks nice. What was that, 50 bucks?
No, it's 50 cents less than the grocery store, but it was still highway robbery.
I was gonna say you're not gonna find a cheaper deal.
Yeah, but you know what the double tax was? At least I got you a sticker. So
That's nice. I like that a lot.
I saw it and I asked the lady, I saw it in a patch and I said, ma'am, I don't really want to wander your store with 2 bags of ice. Will you please tell me if you have this in a sticker? She goes, large or small? And she
Is this
pointed
large?
to it. That's large. All right, it won't be a thing hog, so we can deliver that for someone else.